Good morning, ladies, and happy Wednesday. I hope you all enjoyed your long weekend, that you had a great Memorial Day. Hopefully you did things that were still, making sure we're behaving and that we are safe and using our social distancing guidelines and things like that. But I hope that it was a great weekend for you all. We're going to go ahead and get started on our next little learning target over here. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. It says, I can describe characters in a text, i.e., or for example, their traits, motivations, or feelings. How do they feel? Why are they doing what they're doing? How would you describe that person? Things like that, okay? And we use the text to help us figure those things out. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This is our story for the day. It's called Try and Try Again. Now remember, you should be reading out loud with me, or if at the very least, you should be reading along with your eyes and following along, okay? All right, let's go and get started. I know I can get this to work. Rowan looked down at her notes. She crossed off try adding balloons from her list and tossed the leftovers into the trash. Rowan had been working on her floating bicycle for 3 months now, and she still couldn't even get one wheel into the air. She sighed and checked her list for the next idea. Fill the tires with helium. I guess I'll give it a try, she mumbled to herself. She reached for the helium tank and connected the hose to the front tire. She carefully pumped it full of helium. She made sure to twist the cap back on tightly. Then she moved to the back tire and did the same thing. Gently, she let go of the bike. She crossed her fingers and hoped it would crash into the ceiling. No such luck. She turned back to her notepad and made a note of what had happened. She looked back all over her crossed-off ideas and sighed. Maybe I should just give up, she thought. It doesn't look like this is ever going to work. Suddenly, she thought back to the balloons. Maybe I should try the balloons and helium together. She reached into the trash can and pulled out a handful of balloons. Quickly, she blew them all up and attached them to different parts of the bike. Here goes nothing. She let go of the last balloon and took a step back. Slowly, the bicycle lifted into the air. It hovered about 1 inch off the ground, and then it fell back to the floor with a clatter. Rowan let out a happy scream. This was the best result she'd had in months. She was on her way. She'd be pedaling through the clouds in no time at all. Does anybody remember, or has anybody seen a movie that is similar to this idea? You get something with a bunch of balloons, and then it's floating in the air. Anybody know about any movie? Anybody? I'm thinking of the movie Up. And if you have not seen the movie Up, you should try to go ahead and watch it. It's a great, great movie, and it has something like that going on, except it's a house instead of a bike that's floating with the balloon. It's pretty cool. It's a good movie. All right. But enough of that. Let's get on to our questions here, all right? Our first question here is, what does Rowan mean when she thinks, here goes nothing? Okay? So I'm talking about here, and I want to go back to the text so I can get context, all right? So we're talking about right here. So she thought about the balloons, trying the helium and balloons together. So she does that, and she goes, here goes nothing. Does she mean she knows nothing will happen at this time or ever? That the experiments failed and she's sad? That she's given up trying? Or she's going to try even though she might fail? She has her idea, right? She's going to try the helium and balloons together this time. So she's not sad because it hasn't failed all the time yet. She hasn't decided to give up yet. And she doesn't think that nothing's ever going to happen. So she's going to keep on trying even though she might fail. Okay? Which clues in the sentence help the reader understand the meaning of the word helium? All right? We're going to choose 2 of them. She reached for the helium tank and connected to the hose to the front tire. She carefully pumped it full of helium. Which 2 words here are associated or go with the word helium? The word tank and the word hose, right? Those are the 2 things you need to go with the helium. She pumped it full of helium with the hose, and the helium isn't in a tank, okay? How does Rowan feel after she sees the bicycle lift into the air? How does she feel when she sees that it's finally worked? Excited, embarrassed, disgusted, or worried? Go ahead and pause this and answer. Yeah, she's excited, right? It finally worked. All right. And then what word best describes Rowan? What word would you use to describe Rowan and how she's behaving? Bored, impatient, determined, or frightened? Is she bored? Is she over it? Is she impatient? She wants it to happen right away, right away. Let's go, let's go, let's go. She's determined she's not going to give up, or that she's frightened or scared. Pause and answer the video. Answer the question. What do we think, ladies? Which one? Which one? Yeah, she is determined. She's not going to give up. Excellent. All right. Now, one more question of my own here. How did Rowan feel in the beginning of the story when things were not working out for her? Did she feel happy, frustrated, angry, or sad? She was frustrated, right? Because she wanted things to work, but they just weren't. And she's like, maybe I should just give up. I don't know. All right. So those are some things that you want to really be thinking about. Here is your last question for the day. It's a short response question. It says, think of a time when you wanted to give up, but didn't. I want you to first explain to me what happened, okay? Give me some background information. I need to know what you're talking about. And then why were you glad that you didn't give up? Please be specific, ladies, when you're answering this question. I want to know all the details, all right? That is it for this. Make sure you've checked out, I can't talk today, ladies. Make sure you've checked out the other videos and that you're doing your work packet and that you are paying attention to updates that we're going to be giving out soon. I hope to see you ladies all very, very soon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.